right, so I guess we will call to order our DDA meeting for October 21st. We'll start with our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, and Mr. Miller, will you be in charge of roll call then?
Yes, Mayor Jacobs.
Here.
Chairperson Taylor.
Here.
Vice Chair Baydoun.
Here.
Secretary Wilconis is asked to be excused. Trustee Hyder.
Here.
Trustee Barry, he will be here. Trustee Nazardine. And Trustee Perigord.
Here.
Also, this is Dominic King. He is a council member for the city of Garden City, so some of the people here might not know who that is. And that, right? Hi there. And he's the liaison between the DDA to the council along with the mayor. So he's just here to observe and.
Hello.
And then also, there is a new member of the board. I think we all didn't meet before, but Jackie Perigord, and she's seated down there.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome.
Well, thank you.
You have a quorum with 7 members present.
Okay, so we'll start with the approval of the agenda. Need a motion?
Motion to approve.
All right, motion by, all right, so was that support by the mayor? Okay. So motion by trustee Baydoun and support by the mayor. I don't believe we have presentations today.
We need to vote on that though, so.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so any discussion from the table? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so that motion passes 7-0. Now we can jump to presentations, which I believe there are none. All right, community events, I think we have none for that. And then we'll jump down to items for consideration, our consent agenda. So we need a motion to approve that.
Move to approve it.
All right, so we have a motion from the mayor to approve that.
Second.
And a second by Dr. Hyder. All right, any discussion from the table? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, motion passes 7-0. All right, jumping down then to our action items. First one we have is a business incentive grant for 5905 Middle Belt Road. Mr. Miller. Hi.
Good evening again. So this is our first business incentive grant that we've issued for this fiscal year. You know, in July, we amended the program to create a little different program going forward for what we're kind of calling business incentive grants. And so the grant is for facade improvements, which do include window replacement, and then also a myriad of different things. When we had the discussion at the meeting, we had initially said that we were going to have different levels of that, and we actually increased the grant amount to $7,000 as a max, and then $2,000 for architecture fees and $1,000 for signage improvement, depending on how you wanted to use the money. So Sharon's Heating and Cooling actually purchased the back building behind 5905. So do you know where that's at? It's right across from City Hall where Lucky Dog Daycare is located. And Sharon's Heating and Cooling actually purchased the rear building. So it's about a 15,000 square foot building at the back. And then the front building, for now, they're leasing out kind of this building specifically at 5905. And they're relocating their business from Westland, putting their workshop in the back. It will bring with them over 60 employees that are coming with them there. And this front part will be an office space for them. They're doing a full renovation of that unit, and it's kind of a 3-unit building. They're leasing this space right now. Their intentions, though, are to buy the rest of the building, I think in due time. They bought the back building from their landlord in front, so they have a good working relationship, but they're doing these improvements for all of their employees, plus they have customers that come in also. This is the south unit of that building, and it hasn't been touched in probably 50 years. And so we're glad that we can utilize the grant for the purpose, to help with attraction and improvement of the structure of the building and make it a better place for their employees. The employees will be checking in there mostly, plus the staff, they'll have estimating secretaries, the manager of the company, plus the owner will have an office in that space too. And I don't know if you've noticed or not, on Dawson, which is the next side street, you can see the back of the building, I think the best there. They've already invested a significant amount, a new roof on the 15,000 square foot building, fencing, parking lot's been redone also, and then they're making improvements inside also they're having like a workshop too, where they're gonna assemble things to go to the job sites too in the back. So we're quite excited. It's a good reutilization of, a 15,000 square foot former industrial building. It is a good reutilization of that. Lucky Dog will still be there. They will change. We'll have a new landlord. It's going to be Sharon's Heating and Cooling. So,
On the south end of the building, I know it says Sharon's, is that going to be the office with the intent to buy, was it Miller and whatever?
Charlotte, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Creative Soul?
Yes.
So,
Yep.
but that's that, and then kind of the factory is the back end of the building.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So again, with each of these, we said that we would bring them back to you, and we're going to, of course, work on marketing it better to utilize this. We had budgeted a total of 5 of these for this fiscal year. So I keep talking about it and working with other people to see if they can utilize some of this. The purpose of the DDA, of course, why we're here, is to make sure we spend the money in the district and for improvements that people can see. So,
I think it's a great improvement, and I'd like to make a motion to approve the $7,000 for incentive grant number 25-001.
All right, supported by trustee Nazardine. Any discussion from the table? Additional questions? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, that motion passes 7-0. Moving on to the agreement with English Gardens for the Christmas tree setup.
so just real quick too, he's doing other items. This is just one of the facade one. He's spending more on, he has just, the first quote was the $8,000, so we're funding this $7,000. He's doing other improvements too, and I did talk to him about maybe changing the mansard style for all 3 units there to maybe a standing seam metal as opposed to that shape that's kind of falling apart. So a little more modern and nicer, but that's just in the future. All right.
All right,
So we're on item 2. I guess I should have put these together. I apologize. So we have 2 motions in front of us. This is to put the tree up for English Gardens, but part of what they do is, of course, they inspect it, make sure it's installed safely because it's 30 feet tall, and to make sure that it's all working properly so that when we do have the ceremony, we flip the lights on and it works, hopefully. The mayor would not be happy.
I just have one question, Matt. I wasn't able to look at last year's stuff, but is this an average expenses that, because $5,000 seemed, kind of a bit much to me, but I don't know if this is normal.
It is.
Okay.
I don't know the exact amount we paid last year. Maybe John might be able to find it. So
It's pretty close. I think it was right around 5,000 last year, and then
Okay.
give or take 5,000 this year.
There was an issue with storage. I remember we spoke about.
Well, we had thought about trying to save the money and having our DPW store it, but we couldn't guarantee the safety of the lights and everything else, where English Gardens is completely responsible with storing it for, I think they store it for, what, $2,000? So
that's, yes.
our our DPW, we'd have to purchase some kind of container to put it in, then find space for it, and then we're responsible for the lights and everything else, so. Yeah, for $2,000, last year, I know we said that it's probably better off. Let them take the responsibility of putting it up, taking it down, and storing it.
What if,
Total of I think $7,000, give or take $7,000 for everything.
what if lights were to burn out during the time post setup? Is this something that is covered as well?
No, we will, we have to get those changed, and Gary Carter would be responsible for that.
Got it.
So
Okay.
they'll identify if there's a problem, though, before it goes up too, and fix that before it's up, though.
I see.
So they're responsible for everything up to getting it set up. After that is on
Yes.
Gary. Okay. All right, so I guess we need a motion to make this agreement with English Gardens.
I motion.
All right, so we motion by Dr. Hyder. And a second. Second by trustee Peridor. Any discussion from the table? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, that carries 7-0. Then the second part of that would be the takedown and storage, also with English Gardens. So I suppose we can just move to a motion for that.
I motion to approve.
All right, so trustee Baydoun, and support? All right, support by trustee Nazardine. Any discussion? All right, all in favor? Anyone opposed? All right, we'll move on down to item 4, our proposed 2026 Lucky Squirrel dates.
Yes, so we're trying to plan for next year, and if you can believe, people are already calling us regarding what dates are they, can they rent a spot, also trying to just start the marketing for that event. So we wanted to get those out in front of us now, and we're also contemplating a little different payment system so that there will be less paper, they can actually pay online, those kinds of things may make it a little easier for us to monitor, because, you know, there are 150 vendors. Not all of them come to every single one, but they all end up coming to, a lot of them come to City Hall then to pay or get their stuff. So it's fine, they can continue to do that, but if they want to click and pay online, which a lot of people are doing nowadays, it'll be easier for us and for them, so.
And these are in line kind of with what we did this year.
Yes.
They're the same types of, the same time of year. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, anybody have any questions?
Move to approve those dates.
All right, so we have a motion by the mayor to approve those dates.
Support.
And support by Dr. Hyder. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, that motion passes. On to item 5, the 2026 chili cook-off event date.
Kind of in line with getting ready for next year is we wanted to put out there the September 26th date. We do have a full report about this year's event, but I just wanted to, later in the agenda, but I wanted to get these in our action items so that we can start planning, making reservations, all these things. People start working on it really in January. We start to kind of hone down dates and reservations. So just wanted to get ahead of the game.
More teams, more sponsors from our business owners.
Yes, yes.
All right, so we're looking for a motion for that.
I'll motion that.
All right, so we have a
To
motion by,
keep the date, the proposed date, Saturday, September 26th for the chili cook-off.
all right. With support by trustee Nazardine. Any additional discussion?
Yeah, I will say this. I heard, this year we had great weather, which, as we know in Michigan, you never know. We've done it the first week in October, the second week in October. We did it early September. This year, I had one person complain it was too hot, but it was a sunny day. It was a beautiful day, and I think it was the busiest I've ever seen our cook-off. So, you know, I think it worked out well. There's no guarantee that next year is going to be that nice of weather, but going further back or further, moving it earlier, I don't think it's a crapshoot either way. So I think the last weekend in September, we'll try it and, keep going with that and see, hopefully, our chairperson can make sure the weather's nice.
I'll work on that. All right, so I guess we
motion
were
second.
looking for a motion second. All right, so we have,
We got the motion.
all right, so we're good with that. So all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, that motion carries 7-0. You sidetracked me, I lose where I'm at. All right, moving on to item 6, the Christmas tree lighting ceremony.
Well, this year, it's coming up, of course, December 1st, correct? But we are, since we're setting the calendar for all next year, I figured we'd just throw this on now too, so.
Why not?
Why not? So, but again, soon as the event happens this year, then we start marketing and putting it out in the calendar for next year, so.
And typically, it's always the Monday after the parade.
Yes.
Which is always the Saturday
Right.
after
Right.
Thanksgiving.
Saturday, the parade's the Saturday
Okay.
after Thanksgiving.
Okay,
The Monday after is typically always the tree lighting.
Yes.
let's not mess with tradition then. All right, we need a motion for that.
I motion that.
All right. Motion by Dr. Hyder, support by trustee Baydoun. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, that motion carries. And the last action item we have is the 2026 Hometown Hero banners.
Yes, I would like to try it again this year for the third year in a row for our Hometown Hero banners. They are well-received, and we do get a fair amount of traffic regarding that and also on the website. Each year, we've kind of allotted $5,000 for this cost, and we come in under each year. It will be the same parameters, though, 40 banners, and then Signorama would do the printing. Then in the end, the person who makes the nomination gets the banner back at the end. Actually, we don't keep them. And so I'd like to do that again. Also, we've kind of started a waiting list already because we didn't have enough spots for last year. So we, whenever I take them in for the waiting, I'm always like, well, it's got to be approved. But I would hope that we could get it approved for this year and continue again. We'll see if we get another 40. That'll be 120 then total. And I think we could do that. I know that we market to the American Legion, and then I've reached out to the Wayne County Veteran Affairs also. That comes to Radcliffe each year, too, to get nominations for people for that. So I would like to have support to do that again. It takes a fair amount of coordination, but I think it's good for the community and good for the veterans. So.
And there is no cost to the people who nominate for the banners?
Correct.
Right,
Correct.
so this is, and it's a first come, first serve.
Yes.
Okay.
Motion to approve the
All right.
5,000 to Signorama.
All right, so we have a motion by trustee Baydoun
I support.
and support from Dr. Hyder. Any further discussion?
Can I,
Go ahead.
can I ask, is Hometown Hero, it's vets and first responders, is that correct?
It's just veterans.
Vets,
Yes,
okay.
just veterans.
Okay.
yes.
We may at some point expand it, because
At some point, we may run out of vets.
Garden City's only so big,
Right.
so, unless we recycle. But I will say this, I go to the Legion, and every year, I get hit with the same thing. When are we coming out with the, I didn't get in on it, my dad didn't, I didn't get my dad's name on there. So they're still asking about it, all the time. So, and they love it. I've not heard one complaint. They think it's a great program. They love honoring either their parent, their grandparent, their kid. They all love it, and they think it's great. They all take pictures, and I think it's a great thing for downtown, so.
I agree, and people that drive through also comment on it as well, so,
Well, and I can say from other communities that do it, our banners really are outstanding,
Yeah.
comparatively speaking.
yeah, they look nice. Okay, so any other discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? All right, that motion will carry. Moving on then to our other business, we're starting with the Lucky Score Report.
John has those, and it's just going to be verbal. I meant to put something in, and I did not, but we have the chili is in there, so. But it's simple for the most part.
Yeah, Lucky Squirrel's a pretty simple event. We have 150 spaces as of this year. Next year, we're adding like 16 spaces due to our redesigning of the space. But this year, each event was completely filled, or spaces were paid for. We did have some people that didn't show, and that happens on occasion, but they don't get a refund. We don't do all that, so.
Say they do not get a refund?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, overall, for a vendor show, it's very cheap, conservative. Our goal is to get people to come to the area, right? So overall income before expenses last year was $10,960, and our expenditures were $2,475. So it was a positive balance of $84.85 for just the Lucky Squirrel events last year. So pretty good. That money goes right back into the promotions and the community event line item to help for further events. So,
Plus, it brings a lot of people in for gathering in our downtown. which
yes.
Local businesses right there also. A lot of good exposure.
I would agree. All right, and then I guess we can jump down to the chili cook-off report.
And that is in your packet, 8B. So, and that's, John's got that too. Lots of numbers, lots of money going in and out, but.
If you pay attention to the first sheet, it's basically a financial master of profit and loss, income and outgoing, or income and expenses. Some of the things in there are darked out for administrative purposes because we're still tying up, like sending money out, so on and so forth. But you can kind of read through and see who were sponsors, who were vendors, the income from the chili sales, and autonomous of that is the beer sales. And then you'll see on there different vendors that we had this year. That was kind of a new addition, is actually having food truck vendors. And if you were attended, you saw that we rearranged the entire event, which I received a lot of compliments on how that was laid out. The space was really well used. We moved the open houses for police, fire, and DPW onto Central Street instead of running them down to City Hall and back, which was a little less disruption of neighborhood traffic as well. That was very well received. So we kind of basically had like a children's zone. We had the music and the beer tent zone. We had a cornhole tournament we added this year, which was pretty successful for the first year, and everybody seemed to enjoy it. That, and then the car show was a huge success, and the motorcycle show was also very well received this year, probably because of the good weather too, right? And we moved the position of the motorcycles to make it a little bit more ease of entry and exit for those riders. So overall, a lot of positive feedback. We did get a couple things that we need to note for next year, like water sales and things like that. But overall, this is probably one of our best events yet. Both attendance, financially, positive feedback, so on and so forth. You can see as you look through the next few pages, like the volunteers, we had a great number of volunteers this year. On the right side of that volunteer page, you can see the total amount that we voted per hour rate for those nonprofits. And all of those nonprofits are either tied to, in one way, shape, or form, to the city and the residents and businesses, or they're very close to Garden City. So we're very happy about that. We're able to fund a lot of things for a lot of nonprofits.
And it's important that the volunteers, and we need volunteers. I mean, we
Right.
need lots of volunteers to pull this off.
Correct.
Get that broom and dust away from you,
Right.
I did a lot of sweeping.
If you move through the next few pages, we just wanted to show the importance of proper financial tracking. So basically, you're looking at a lot of numbers and a lot of spreadsheets that have to do with all the treasury work. And if you don't know, the DDA contracts the city to handle and do our financial portion of our budget and money handling and incoming and outgoing. So that's all tracked very close. And we just wanted to show everybody like money drops, the income, how it was tracked, and the end result of that. So it is important to be transparent about that and also have a very robust and detailed layout for you guys to see.
And the importance for that is, you know, there are city employees there, some of them are getting comp time, but the city, it's part of the fees that we're paying the city. And the people that are handling the cash and doing the accounting are, you know, certified cash handlers. They know what they're doing. I mean, if you think about it, just that day, it was $20,000 coming through the till, you know, that we needed to be properly accounted for. We had to have cash drops throughout the day, the right amount of change, the right amount of accounting for how much was sold. It's a big undertaking, and actually one employee does this spreadsheet in the daytime and handles the counting, and just that one person. It's a lot to do. And then there are a couple others that are handling the cash drawers and balancing the cash drawers. So it's a big undertaking, and we don't want to negate that, and that it is a service that we're using, of course, but it's all being the cash. To me, you know, when I started a couple of years ago, it's important that we're transparent with how we handle the cash, how the accounting is done, and we want to show the board that we're doing that, and that we're using all of the proper accounting standards to handle the money, and that we make sure that, you know, every person that touches any cash here knows how to do it and how to do it properly.
So those banks and so on and so forth that you're seeing, so there's a sales station for a beer, there's a sales station for chili, there's another sales station for chili, and those all come back to one central location in a locked, secure mobile unit, and it's counted and added to the spreadsheet according to which, quote, bank or selling station they had, and then it's all pulled together. We use police escorts to bring it back here, so on and so forth, and then it's recounted again with 3 employees on site here to make sure it matches the numbers we had. So, pretty big deal. But overall, like I said, huge success. The mayor was able to get the Deputy Secretary of State here, which was great, and they did their mobile unit again, and I think it was pretty well received and used by residents and people that were at the event. We got great feedback about having food trucks from not only the customers, but also the food truck owners. They said it was a great event for them, and they're waiting for us to set up so they can sign up for next year. So, yeah, pretty awesome. Any questions we can answer?
I want to thank Trustee Baydoun. He was a judge for the cars. We thought the perfect person to know I don't know anything about a car, so it was a perfect person to have there for it. Thank you.
I'll just say this, and I said it at the council meeting. I want to thank Matt and John, Zach King, all the people that volunteered that were, a couple of them were up 24 hours. They stayed overnight, security, slept in a trailer. Well, they didn't sleep, but they were there in the trailer all night. Matt handled the broom and dustpan all day long. A lot better than I could. He was clean. He did way more than what I would call a director or supervisor would normally do. Usually, you pass it off. But it was well received. We had the most cars I think I've ever seen there. They were lining up, I was told, at 7 a.m. to get in for the car show. Again, the weather helped. It was the most motorcycles I've ever seen. And it was packed. And we, again, like John said, we had the mobile Secretary of State. Hopefully we can keep them coming back. They seem to be really happy with the the amount of customers that they had, how many residents they could help, and the residents seemed really happy that we had them. So I think that worked out really good. As John said, we've been discussing already about some improvements for next year. But overall, as long as I've been involved with it, I think this might be the first year that the DDA actually didn't spend any of our own money on the event. You know, our goal isn't to make money, we give it away to charities, but we did actually have to go into our account to pay anybody. It was all through sponsorship, volunteers, everything else that it got paid. So again, you guys did a phenomenal job. It was a long day. You know, those of you that were there know how long a day it was. So thank you guys.
Yes,
Thank
thank you.
you.
That was a lot of hard work. I just wondered about the pancake breakfast. What was the feedback on that? I was there at the very end of it, so I hurried up and got a meal before they were finished, but I wasn't there early enough to see how well it was attended.
120 some, maybe?
137, I think, 137.
100 and some people came and had breakfast.
Okay.
So, and part of actually next year is September 26th is International Pancake Day.
Well,
Oh,
So how can we miss this opportunity? But the pancake breakfast was sponsored by the Rotary Club, the Lions Club, and the Kiwanis Club. And I think that's a good addition. And it also kind of helps in the morning that those chili teams are kind of hungry. And so it kind of is a built-in customer base there. And I think it was a good addition. So.
Yeah, for the first year, Coalition was involved in that as well.
Yes, Community Coalition.
Yeah. It was, you know, if you brought your car at 7 a.m., you can come over and have some pancakes because you're hanging out till like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And for first year, I think it was great.
it was a pretty good meal because I did have one, so it was good.
Good.
Okay, we will jump down to Food Truck Friday.
Yes, so we had our first ever Food Truck Friday in downtown on September 19th. It was just kind of a litmus test to see how we could do, if we would get customers, what kind of traction we would get. And we gave away a gift card. And I think it was $50, 50, right? And just as a promotion to see how it would go. And it was extremely busy the entire time and was really well received. So we're going to do a couple more of those next year and see how it goes. So I did buy, it was hot, you know, at the parking lot, you're kind of out there cooking. And so we don't have any real shade or shelter. So I did buy one kind of canopy that hooks to a picnic table. And we may get a couple more just to use, of course, at the chili cook-off, the Lucky Squirrel, and for food truck days. But it'll kind of create a place also for it. You know, a table in a lot doesn't look that appealing, but, you know, with some umbrellas and things like that make it a little more appealing. So, so be looking forward to that, and we'll send out, and we'll do a better job of marketing it as we go forward. So, but it went well, and I'm glad that happened. The next day was a Lucky Squirrel Day too, and so a lot of activity and a lot of people, residents that I've never met, and I thought was great for the day. So.
Looked very busy. I didn't get to go visit it, but it did look very busy.
Okay.
All right, public comments. Mr. King's our public commenter today. Anything? No? Okay. Thanks for joining us, though. All right, direct report. More talking for Matt. You got a bunch of items here for alley repaving.
Yes, so actually 10A and B, kind of the last item in your packet, is just a few pictures. So this year, if you can remember in our budget, we put a little bit of money aside to do some municipal improvements finally. We're getting a little money in our coffers to work on municipal improvements, and we've got the alley repaved by Elite Eye Care, and also the municipal lot at the Lucky Squirrel area and behind all the businesses, Jody's Bar, the Barber Shop, Fatma's Bakery, and Cafe Europe. That parking lot got all seal-coated and restriped. And if you go out there today, it looks beautiful, really. It came out quite nice. I wish we could have gotten it done for the chili cook-off, but we couldn't, but we're ready for next year. One thing it does, of course, is helps preserve the lot and also makes it look better. So the lot was completely swept and all of that. Al's Asphalt did a great job for us. And that was, we went to bid and it was approved a couple months ago, so. So that's for that. If you look at those pictures, it's not great stuff, but if you saw what it looked like before and what it looks like now, it looks a lot better, so.
They did the cement.
Pardon?
They did the cement.
OCG did the cement.
Is that the one behind Faulkner's Bakery?
It is the alleyway by the bike store and Elite Eye Care. But next year, we're going to do the alley behind Fatma's Bakery also. So, is the plan at least. So, I actually requested that alleyway, because there is a public alley right behind Fatma's Bakery in that building there, where Ghassan Khalaf redid all that. And we're having a Hennessy look at drainage there too, to make sure that if we take it out and we put it back, we don't, have water feeding into those businesses. So we're looking forward to next year for that work, so.
Yeah, I just had one question. For the second photo, that looks like it's facing Middlebelt. It would be, so the left is that lot that's part of the Elite Eye Care. Is that our responsibility, that particular lot, or is it theirs?
That's their private lot.
Okay, because that is like crater filled.
Yes.
So I just didn't know what we could do about that, if we could suggest that it needs work, or how that works.
We can always do that, but I've talked to her a couple times, and she knows, and so she's trying to figure out how to do it, so.
Okay,
So-
only because I walk through there, and I
Yes.
was walking through there for a couple of the events, and that, it goes, now it's all nice, what we did, and then you go into that portion, so,
Improvements make other things look worse.
yeah, it just,
So, but she does know about it, and we've talked about it a couple times, so right.
I was just curious if it was ours or theirs.
It is theirs, so.
Okay. All right. You want to continue then with the
Yes.
trunk or treat?
See, just in case anybody's interested, tomorrow's trunk or treat at the Radcliffe Center, and
Thursday.
oh, I'm sorry, Thursday, I'm sorry. Yes, Thursday is trunk or treat, and if anybody's interested and wants to do a DDA table there, you can, because I'm going to a conference in Kalamazoo, and I won't be able to do so. So I don't get to dress up, I don't get to pass out candy or eat candy, so I'm kind of bummed. But if anybody has time in the,
I bought a lot of candy I got to give out.
I want to eat it too. Anyways, if anyone has any interest, just email me and I can show you or tell you how to do it, okay? Thank you. And then, yes, I wanted to pass this out. I'll pass them out at the same time, too. So, I gave out a tree notice. I'm not at a microphone, so I'll get yelled at. So,
Just talk loud.
I did see it.
you got it.
Yeah, it's good.
Thank you.
I just thought, Alex, you got it.
You gotta let them know.
Basically, you got it. So, I put together this notice, and it was sent to all the businesses in the downtown to not touch the trees and to make sure that they know that if they have a problem or there's something they don't like about it, to contact us and we can work on something. But, the trees were they're cut back a lot, and we're hoping that they survive. If they don't survive, we do have a mechanism to where it is we will be able to go back on the property owner who did the damage. And so hopefully they're out there giving it some extra vitamins. So, because they'll be a lot cheaper than the cost to replace the trees. Also, what we lose is, 24-foot tall trees. You can't get those trees, so we get smaller trees also. So, but I wanted to communicate that to everybody just in case, because sometimes, you see somebody do it and like, well, okay, I guess we can do that, and please don't do that. So I just wanted to let you know that I did do that. I did the notice, and it was nice, but don't do that. So, and then Also, I guess I should have done this at the same time, the schedule. And this is just a draft, and I'm just trying to figure out what will be the best. You know, should we switch to quarterly meetings? Monthly meetings maybe aren't necessary, but I just put together this so we have something to work from, so.
This might be something, Matt, that
I
we
can
can
pass them down,
discuss if
Matt,
we
if you want.
want to do it 3 or 4 meetings a year instead of 12 or 11, and maybe next meeting, come up with dates if we decide to cut down on meetings, because you guys, the business owners especially, you guys always have things going, and you can't always make them all, and it's a volunteer position, so we understand all that, you know, so we had just discussed that possibly cutting down on the amount of meetings, obviously before the chili cook-off, before certain events, we probably need meetings, but we don't probably need 11 or 12 meetings a year.
So what are your thoughts, and I can put together something for next time, or our goal, my goal at least, is to make it easier for you. We still have, we still have to have a board, we have to have responsibility for the funding, all of that, but I'll work with whatever you want, and to make it a little easier for you, we could reduce the number, and we'd go from there, every other month or something like that, whatever you feel, and I'm looking for feedback, so.
Are there parameters like in our bylaws or anything like that that say what we have to do, what we're required to do?
We have to have meetings, I know that. I don't know if there's not a specific number, but I'll look
I don't
and
know
see.
that there's a specific number, but say we didn't have a meeting scheduled for July, but we had expenses coming up for chili cook-off that we needed to meet, we could always call a special meeting and do it that way to make sure that we're getting board approval for whatever the expenses are or whatever. But I mean, again, I don't know that anybody's made every meeting yet. And it is a big commitment. I know people go, it's only once a month, but as anybody knows, when you do that once a month, it always seems like it's on that day that something else comes up. So, like Matt said, we're just looking for feedback on what you guys think would be good, feasible to your schedules. How many?
Quarterly.
Article 5 says, as determined by the board for frequency of
It
meetings.
can be monthly or determined by the board, so. That's why I bring my little, everyone's got their binders.
That's
so
why I
thank
have
you for
mine, but
bringing
I
it.
didn't know
Thank
where
you.
to look real quick.
Yes, thank you. Okay. So and are there other thoughts along the board?
Quarterly is probably a nice
Okay.
addition.
So I can look at the schedule and also see how our events fall and what needs to be approved, all of that. Yeah.
And if we're here for like 4 hours, then maybe we'll adjust.
I'll talk faster.
No, we had that last night. No, we're not.
Yes.
But even if we said quarterly, it'd be four meetings a month or a year.
Yeah.
Say we needed one in June and July, that would still count as one of or 2 of our 4 meetings.
Of the quarters.
It'd work it, like Matt said, to what we have going, what events we have going and what we have to approve and look at.
What worked well for this year's chili cook-off, though, if you remember, in maybe April or so, we had a whole list of things, like, we're going to be buying all this, and you kind of gave us a budget to work with, and we stay within those parameters, as opposed to coming, all the time to do so. And as we, we get more organized and we can project out how we're doing spending and what we're buying, we should be able to minimize the amount of, we can't do this because we need to wait, so if we're prepared and we have a plan going forward, so.
Yeah, I think when you go quarterly too, like anything that's gonna need approval, you'll have more information about it too. Like a lot of times we'll have something to approve about, we won't notice something till next meeting. Or this way, it's like that, and then, like Mayor was saying, if it's something comes up where, hey, we need to approve on this month, we'll just send out an email that we're trying to have an emergency meeting this month, and whoever can make it.
Okay, I'll work on that, okay. I'll do that. Thank you. And then the last item is the Michigan Downtown Association Annual Conference, which is November 6th and 7th. And I registered, John and I are going to attend that. It's in Rochester. And it's always good to see what's going on in other downtowns. And actually last year at the downtown meeting, I heard the second presentation on that amended Brownfield law that was amended in 2023 regarding how to use brownfield money, and how we had at the last meeting, we had Trudy Gala from Fishbeck talk to us about brownfields, specifically about the Oren building or the Fokker building. And so I think it was certainly certainly good to go and get information. And purpose of going to those is to get information and bring it back and implement it in our community. And we're doing it. How about that? Nice. So we're glad. I'm glad that you approved a budget for us to go to conferences, and we're doing so this time. So I just want to tell the board what we're doing and where we'll be on those days. So thank you.
All right, so we're going to see if we have any trustee board comments. I guess we'll start with trustee Peridor.
Well, the only thing I had was I just drove by the Folker building, and whoever's responsible for having them paint the plywood, awesome. It looks
You're
great.
the first person to notice that.
It looks wonderful. It blends in. You don't see that it's boarded up. It looks fabulous.
Well, I noticed. I didn't say anything.
Well, whoever's
Thank you.
responsible,
I did
thank
that
you.
on a Sunday.
Look to
All
your
by
left.
yourself. All
Yes.
right.
I did that on a Sunday.
And that's all I have.
Hey,
You
thank
did a
you.
very good job. Thank you.
Trustee
The
Barry.
reason why I'm not a painter.
Thank you.
Trustee Barry. No? Trustee Baydoun.
Nothing, thank you.
I'm good, thank you.
All right. You guys
think
already
I said
said your
enough.
stuff, right? Okay. And
But
I
thank you
don't,
for coming, and
I don't have anything either.
I do want to, just the next meeting is Tuesday, November 18th. I would like you to all come. I'm going to give our annual informational meeting, so it's going to be a wrap-up of everything. Even though we talked about a lot of that, Public Act 57 of 2018 requires us to have that public informational meeting. We have to have two. I will do one at the council meeting the day before, so don't watch that. I don't want anybody to get any ideas. So the day before, and then we'll do the DDAs on that day. Also, we're required to post a public notice, and we also have to send it to all our taxing authorities, and I sent those letters out today. So,
Are you trying to tell us it's going to be a long meeting?
no, I'll do it.
Okay.
It'll be a
Get
good.
to see it twice then, oh boy.
Yeah, you'll get to see it twice.
Yay.
I do-
But we're hoping I have the technical skills to make a little video even portion, so.
Oh,
That's, I don't have the technical skills, but I hope the person listening in the control room, Zach King, knows that he can at least take that clip and put it in my PowerPoint, so.
there we go. Well, we look forward to that.
I do have one thing. First off, I do want to thank everybody taking time out to come to the meetings. I appoint everybody with council's approval, but I appreciate you guys taking time out to make it here. Hopefully, with us cutting down the schedule, everybody will be able to make them all. But when Matt or John sends out an email that, we have a meeting next week, please respond, whether you're going to make it or you're not going to make it, just for the people that are going to be here to make sure we have a quorum. Otherwise, we get people here that are expecting a meeting, or we took time out of our day to make sure we're here, but now we don't have a quorum because people didn't respond. So whether you can make it or can't make it, please respond to their email, just yes or no, I'll be there. And again, we appreciate you guys being able to make it, and thank you. That's all I have.
All right, thank
Thank
you.
you.
I guess with that, we can adjourn at 6:49.
All right.
See you next time.
Thank you.